Good morning, everyone. This is Money Flip here. Today is November the 10th, about 8 a.m. in the morning almost. So I'm going to give you a rundown on what I'm watching today and what the markets are looking like. So yesterday, I thought the market was going to, fake everybody out. It was down about 20 handles yesterday, and then it bounced back up nicely. And as you can see this morning from ES, the S&P Mini, here we are drifting down. This is the high at about 1 a.m. Well, maybe not the high. I need to go back and look. But as you can see, since 1 a.m. we've come down from about 2078.50. Here we are, 2065.50 right about now. So we're down 7.5 handles this morning. I do think we're going to go down even further because it's time for us to drift a little bit. So that's just my take on what the markets are going to do. Here we go. I have a 15-minute chart of crude oil open. You can see crude is these last 5 days it's almost been straight down. But right now crude is up 30 cents, but I mean yesterday it did the same thing. You can see where it was down a little bit in the morning. It popped. Let me open it just a little bit more. So this rollover line right here is where the market when it opened. So it was up, came back down, up, and then just look at this from what 45.13 all the way down to 43.64. So at least a buck and a half move. Crude might do the same thing again today. I'm short some USO puts. I took some off a while back when it was in the low 40s. Still holding a little bit, so I'm gonna look to get out of those on the next pretty good down day on USO. The bonds are going up. Usually when the bonds go up, S&P goes down. With that said, let's jump into a few tickers that I'm looking at. VRX. Now I'm looking at this one just because I think all the negativity has pretty much died out. And I think many people are going to look at VRX as a buying opportunity. So I think I'm going to find some strike way at the money and just throw a few fun bucks at it to see if it really bounces, because when this thing catches, it can move. It really moves. So I like that kind of stuff. Let's see. Let me turn on the pre-market. Let's show the extended hours. All right. So as you can see, it's gapping up a little bit this morning, even though the market is gapping down. So that's, as you can see, look what it did right here yesterday morning. Gapped up, faded, and then just floated higher all day long. So I'll be looking at VRX again. I think they have, there's going to be some positive news on it, meaning probably defense this morning. Anyway, that's my take on VRX. Watch the IBB as a whole. Pretty much just kind of sitting right here. We can go up or we could go down. The next one that I'm looking at is AMBA. So you can see one of the recent highs back in August was 129. So AMBA's down here less than 50%. So I kind of like this bottoming action in AMBA. Alright, we came up, we came back down. It looks like we want to head higher. If AMBA can pretty much stay green or flat today, I'm looking to enter AMBA on the long side. Even though I think the market as a whole is going to go down, but I still like AMBA for the long side. So I'll probably look at swinging something further out, because with these bios, you never know what they're going to do intraday. But AMBA seems to be holding pretty good right here, so I like AMBA on the long side. And it's pretty much flat this morning from its close. Reynolds American Incorporated, one that I got into yesterday. The reason being, very strong uptrend. Let me highlight these fib levels. So this was a price level that I drew, 44, looks like 44, 44.23, before I drew the fibs, because this was a support level. On Friday, it came down and touched that, and just that was it. It touched it and bounced up. So that was a good sign to me, because we've had several down days, and I was just watching for the reversal. Might be a little tough with the green market, but I still decided to pick up something long on this one. So hopefully this one can catch a bid and keep going right on up. This morning pretty much flat, maybe just a slight gap up, but nothing major. With that said, let me pull back up Priceline first. So you can see this big gap down on Priceline for earnings. It didn't catch a bid at all. It came down. Once it got down there, it just went sideways for the rest of the day. This morning looks like it might have a slight gap down. Priceline likes to follow the market as well. So market goes down, Priceline goes as well. I, on the other hand, like the Expedia chart. Yeah, we got a gap here, but it came back and filled. When it comes down and touches this 50, it seems to hold that 50 and bounce. Okay, so I'm watching Expedia to come on back down. Hopefully, because right now it's at 129.50 pretty much. I would like to get Expedia around 125. So I'm slowly but surely stalking this one for an entry to get long. Next is my buddy Netflix. Netflix is gapping down a little bit this morning with the market. So for me, Netflix, as you can see, I have this trend line here, and I have this trend line here. Now before, I had the trend line drawn to this point and through, and it broke above it. But now it's come back down. So you could say we have a small wedge pattern going, or right here we have a small channel going. Either way, whatever we do, I still like Netflix to come on back down a little bit, especially with a weak market. So before I decide to get long in Netflix, I would get short in a down market. So I'm going to look for Netflix to come on down a little bit more. Open that up a bit more. Yeah, Netflix closed at 109.86. Can easily get down to about 100 in this channel, maybe even a little bit more. Your low right there is 96 and some change. So yeah, I like Netflix to come on down for the next couple of days, especially with weekly expiration next week, monthly expiration next week. I like Netflix to come on back down. So that's my take on Netflix. And this morning, short gap down. But remember, folks, as I'm recording this pre-market, it's about 8 o'clock. So usually about 8:30 a.m. is when things start to move. Next chart is PepsiCo. PepsiCo, a lot of sideways action right here. This is the August fall down right here. Okay, market correction, crash, whatever you want to call it. I just call it market correction. It's not a crash. I think crash is defined as 20% or more down. So as we have these fibs drawn, now I didn't draw from this one right here. I can, just so you can see what it is. But right now, we got that 38% retracement sitting right there to 50. So I'm going to watch this one to see if it falls a little bit lower or if it bounces from here. I would like to see this one get down to the 50% retracement or the 618 before trying to get long on it. But my fast stochastics are way down here as oversold. My squeeze indicator is fading off, so we're going to see. That's not looking too good right now, so I'm still going to wait for my entry to get long on PepsiCo. Facebook. These are some lines I had drawn a while back, so I can delete those. I'll leave. As I said yesterday, I'm still waiting for Facebook to fill this little gap right here. I really like Facebook trading intraday mini a lot, so I'm going to look for Facebook to still try and fill this gap right here. So we still got a couple of bucks to go. That high was 104.14. The low is 104.14. Yes, Facebook still has a couple bucks to go to fill that gap. Once Facebook fills that gap, that's when I'm looking for it. And a stock that caught a serious beatdown yesterday. Ah, I love this. When? Let me check something else. CZR, which is Caesars. Sideways. Yes. Sorry. Las Vegas Sands. So back to win. So Las Vegas Sands was down quite a bit. Win as well. So here we have this ascending trend line. Okay, flat top right here, ascending triangle. It's right here at the bottom trend line. If it breaks out, I'm going short. If it holds and starts to bounce and rally, then I like this one to get long. So right here is my indecision. I want to see it above this trend line, 76.50, or below right here. What is this? Basically 67. Okay. Um, oh, and one other good play is the currency shares euro, FXC. As the dollar gets higher, FXC is going to go lower. Okay, so I would like to see a little bit of a bounce, but I'm going to take this one out long term. That's a trade that I will post on Twitter and in the chat room. As always, if you ever have any questions or any tickers you would like for me to review, you can request that on Twitter. It's MoneyFlip on Twitter, so just at any time send me a message. You can write on my YouTube channel. That's where I always put these videos. So with that said, good luck, happy trading, and protect your profits.